that Doberman out of that Chihuahua?
No, Hump Ranger. This assignment involves Martha Stewart.
Who is that?
She's some house designer, Miss Manners, highfalutin, some kind of bitch. I can't stand her. She made my wife get rid of my stuffed fish. That's why I think a nice long car ride with you is just what she needs. You've got to go to the edge of town and pick her up. And when you get her here, put her in the cell T.
Why put her in cell T?
So when she comes in, I can say, "Hey, Martha, see you in T."
Huh?
Get busy, Hump Ranger.
Hello, Miss Stewart. I am the Hump Ranger. I will be escorting you to the jailhouse. Oh, here, ma'am. Have a tissue.
You see me crying, so you hand me a used tissue with dried snot in it?
There ain't no snot in that tissue.
Ew. Can't you just turn on the radio or something?
And a listener asks, if Clint Black is really white, then what does that say about George Strait? Well, that's a very good question, and we'll get to that question right after we play that new hit that everyone's been requesting from country sensation Kevin Perkins.
Well, hello, Martha Stewart. Welcome to the county jail. Quit looking at me with those eyed sucking eyes, because I ain't going to pay your bail. I wonder if the next few years of your life are going to be heaven or hell. Sitting there munching on some chick's carpet in a bare-floored cell. Well, Martha, next time you do some decorating, it's going to have to be around bars. And I ain't talking about the kind you used to whore in back when we were driving antique cars. Martha, better
Turn
learn
it
how to
off!
quit
Turn it off! I can't stand it anymore.
You must be pretty famous for country sensation Kevin Perkins to write a song about you.
Listen, I can't go to jail. I just can't.
Now just calm down. You did the time, now you got to eat the lime.
What? Listen, how much do you make a year?
Well, that depends on if it's leap year or not.
Okay, on average.
It would not be mannerly of me to answer that question.
It doesn't matter. The point is, I can make you rich. Just please, don't take me to jail.
How can you make me rich?
I've got insider stock trading tips. I've got a source. What do you think I'm going to jail for anyway?
Oh, I thought you were just caught whoring like the song said.
Listen, I'm going to write down on this piece of paper a number, a name. Now you can call this guy. He will give you some insider trading tips. It's a good thing. If I give you this number, will you let me go?
You say this guy can make me rich?
Yes. Just please. I can't go to jail.
What will happen next? How will the Hump get out of this one? Tune in next time when you'll hear...
Well, Hump Ranger.
Yeah, I bet you, although I was going to get some stock tip on to buy beans, and then I was going to go out and buy a bunch of damned old beans or something stupid and let Martha Stewart go free.
Hump Ranger, what are you talking about?
I'll have you know, sir, not only did I bring Miss Stewart in, but I also got the name and the number of her main source. I think I'll turn that into the FBI.
Are you serious, Hump Ranger? I can't believe it. That's incredible. Where is Martha?
She's out in the car.
She's getting away in your squad car. You idiot.
Well, at least I got the phone number of her main guy.
1-900-TOW-LICK. Damn it, Hump Ranger.
On the adventures of the Hump Ranger.
Oh, Hump Ranger. You were so close. He was so close to actually solving the crime. Well, good morning, everybody. It is the Morning Disaster. That's how we used to start the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, remember?
I remember this.
Yeah.
Still use it to end the show.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to start talking over it in a second because it's a replay of an old show. It's just how we used to start it.
92.7
Yeah, how you doing? It's the Morning Disaster. I'm Ray. That's TJ. What are you up to, guys? What are you guys? What are you causing? What are you doing? Causing trouble? TJ, where are you driving today? You driving? Obviously you're driving to
I'm on my way
Springfield.
to Springfield right now, and I'm heading out to Texas.
He's heading down to Texas. That means he's starting his week of deliveries. So we'll get TJ on the phone. That's always good. The rest of us, how you guys doing? What's up? I see Diane and Bubba, Fat 420, Steve are all in the chat room waiting for us today. We start today with something we sort of talked about this yesterday. All right. And this was watching old shows. Now, the reason we talked about it yesterday,
Marvin.
no, it was when Spanky. Remember, Spanky called.
Oh yeah.
It was when Spanky called, and then we somehow Spanky said that he was looking forward to sitting in his recliner and watching old shows, and he was waiting for Andy Griffith to come on.
Right.
Remember?
Yep.
So it makes us ask, is watching old TV good for the soul? You know? A BBC report suggests that people may they may like, or they may prefer watching old shows to new ones during this pandemic. All right. Which I think I started off the pandemic watching something old. You know what I mean? I think when it started,
Yeah.
I might have done a rewatch of West Wing or something.
Oh, okay.
Like when the pandemic first started. You know, I wanted something familiar. So maybe there is something to that. A researcher looked at the concept that repeats create a sense of social surrogacy or kinship with the characters. And they found there's an association between favorite narratives and feeling better, which doesn't occur when watching something new. But another researcher warns that you shouldn't equate watching repeats with boosting mental health, because you're not really boosting your mental health. They said that what's the reason you're watching TV? Too much television will ultimately lead to stagnation. Television is physically sedentary, and exercise is maybe the most effective single treatment for depression.
Well, you handle that every day. You go work out.
Yeah, I work out every day. I'm still depressed, even though I work out every day. But yeah, I guess I'm fighting it.
You get your sweat on. You feel better for a little while after you get to do that.
Yeah. And the researcher who was, I don't know why this guy sounds to me like someone who hates television. Why was he researching something he hates? Because he says mentally TV watching is sedentary. It's okay to rest your mind, but you should at least be engaging your brain in something more active.
Ah.
So people were asked what they wanted to watch. And these are the shows that people were watching during the pandemic, okay?
Okay.
And they're all old shows. What was the most streamed? What do you think was the most streamed show last year?
Well, I mean, I know one of the first ones I rewatched was Mac.
Yeah, nope. That is not that.
Didn't even hit the list, huh?
Tis not it. No.
Ugh.
What was the most streamed show? They're all. I got to be honest. I'm looking at the complete list of the most streamed show, and they're all old shows. I got to be honest. They're not super old.
Oh.
There's no Andy Griffith on the list, like what Spanky was watching, or like I said, Marvin was talking up the Magnificent Seven like it was a brand new release.
Right.
That is not those are not on the list, but the top streamed shows.
Would Sons of Anarchy be on there?
No, Sons of Anarchy is not on the list. I'm gonna go. I'll start with number 5 and go to 1. Okay.
Okay.
Number 5. I guarantee. I'm not in the chat room, but I guarantee no one has guessed this. Number 5. The Vampire Diaries.
No.
I don't even. Where would one even watch The Vampire Diaries?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's about vampires. But I don't even know what The Vampire Diaries is about.
It's sappy, cheesy, and boring.
I imagine it's very soap operatic. You know what I mean? Soap operatic.
Borderline.
Yeah. There's probably some adventure, but it's mostly love. Someone's falling in love with someone else, or someone loves someone but can't have them. There's probably a lot of that stuff going on.
And break out your barf bag for
A lot
it.
of young, good-looking people having sex on that show, I imagine. So I'd probably love it, which is why I've never watched it. That's number 5. Number 4, I think my daughter watched this show during the pandemic. New Girl.
I know nothing about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know my wife and I watched when New Girl was first on. We seemed to watch it. We seemed to watch it every week. You know what I mean? But there were times we had a DVR,
right?
And we'd miss episodes, and it seemed like once a month on the weekend, we would say, "Hey, let's catch up on New Girl," and we watch several episodes at a time. So it wasn't streaming then, but we sort of treated it like streaming because we only watched, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd binge every once in a while.
Yeah, we'd watch like three episodes in a row, it seemed. And I couldn't tell you anything about it.
DVR was great. Just fast forward through the commercials and keep on going.
Number 3, I've never rewatched this show. I've never streamed it. I watched it when it first came out, but was Friends.
I never got into it.
Yeah. When Friends was on is when the Friends started when I was in Peoria. I want to say it started in like 2004 or something.
It went forever.
Yeah. I think it was 2004 or 2000. I'm sorry, 94 or 95 is when it started. Because it started when I was doing the Lytle Lamb show.
Yeah.
And then I know when I moved to New York. So it must have started when I was in Peoria.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to New York, it was still up because I remember watching it. I remember watching it and ER in New York as well as Peoria. Like I have memories of that show, you know, because I was miserable in New York. Oh, miserable. But I remember whatever night that show was on.
You felt a little better?
Yeah, because Friends was on, and the other thing with New York is the time change was so drastically horrible to me. I mean, the time change was miserable.
See, that's why if you're going to go anywhere, you need to go west, where the time,
Yeah,
where you get more time.
because I watched Friends, and then I had to go to sleep. It was like the last thing I did. You know what I mean? Which sucked for my wife, because my wife would, you know, it meant I would go to bed early. And then I would go to bed and I'd, you know, talk her into having sex with me, and she'd get done with sex and I'd be sleeping. It'd be like 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? And she would be awake for, you know,
Hours.
she would go and, you know, watch another hour of television. And I would be, you know, snoring in bed. Yeah. So I remember watching Friends in New York. So it must have come out like 94. So something like that. Number 2 is a show. Number 2 is a show that I started watching again. And then I stopped because I thought, oh, my wife would want to rewatch this. And then she just never did.
West Wing?
No, I watched that that was good. I watched that by myself, but I watched that early in the pandemic.
Sopranos?
It's The Sopranos. Yeah, number 2 is The Sopranos. Number 2 is The Sopranos. Like I said, I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of The Sopranos. It's very good.
I've never watched all of it. I've seen a couple
my
episodes
God.
here and there. I've got to go back and watch that.
It's really, really good. And
Because that mafia stuff and things like that, I get into that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I love watching it.
And I'm telling you, man, it stays with you. Like, it's a good rewatch. But I was rewatching it, and then my wife had commented on it, and I'm like, oh, I'll save that to watch with her. And then we've never watched it. We've never ever watched it since I first told her that I was rewatching that. She made a point like how she'd like to rewatch it, and now we've never ever rewatched it. You know?
Yeah.
So I probably should have just rewatched the damn thing. And then the top most streamed show during the pandemic. Not shocking. I think it's one of the greatest shows ever made, but I had just rewatched it right before the pandemic.
Huh.
And then the pandemic got going. I was like, oh man, I just rewatched it. I don't want to rewatch it again. And now it's switched. It's not on. It's switched streaming services. It was on one streaming service, and it moved to another streaming service. Any idea what it is?
Yeah, I'm lost. No.
Any idea?
I mean,
Bueller.
I know Cobra Kai switched. I know there's a few of them that switched because of HBO Max and because of
Cobra Kai's not long enough.
Cobra Kai's not. Yeah, it's not old.
Yeah, it's only what, 8 episodes for 3 seasons.
Well, a little bit.
So that's not enough. We need something that it's got to have hundreds of episodes.
It's got to have some girth to it.
Mm-hmm. Number one is The Office.
Ah,
Yeah.
because the Peacock is switched, right?
I got to tell you though, The Office does hold up. Every time I've watched The Office, it really holds up.
What little bit I've seen of that one, that is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. And it seems to be, it's timely and, yeah, I like it a lot.
No, sir, no sign of life. Just a wet rag named Pam.
The Office is great. Yeah, that's number one on the list. Let me look at some of our chat room guesses. Okay. Let me see. Steve says he's watching Courtship of Eddie's Father. Where the hell's Courtship? What is Courtship of Eddie's Father on?
I don't know.
Courtship of Eddie's Father. That was from the 60s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That has to be 60s or 70s. I'm eating my hard-boiled egg.
There you go.
Steve, my hard-boiled egg is so good. It's so good. Oh, my goodness.
I know some people, because it got so long, that they went back and they restarted like Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy is still going, right?
Yeah. Like, good God. You're talking almost, whoa.
It's an hour-long show, and it's
something.
Yeah. And it's been going on for like 10 seasons, right?
Longer.
Really? How long has Grey's Anatomy been going on?
Last I checked, it was at 16 seasons.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's now one of the longest running TV shows of all time.
Well, good for them, I guess. There was one time, there was a time when I watched Grey's Anatomy. Or I remember watching it. There was they were all young doctors, right? They were all young doctors. Yeah. And there was the Asian girl who now does Killing Eve, which by the way Killing Eve's a great show. If you've never seen Killing Eve, I highly recommend that one. But I can't remember the actress' name. She does a voice in Invincible now. Sandra Oh, she was on the Grey's Anatomy when I watched it. And then they had some little gay dude.
Yeah.
Because he died. He died like in one of the early seasons. That's when I stopped watching it. It had what's her name? It had Katherine Heigl in it.
Right.
And then it had that little gay dude, and it had the gray girl, and it had Sandra Oh. And it was pretty good. And then, like I said, that the little gay dude got killed in an elevator or something. It was crazy.
It's some freak accident. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched that early on, but it seemed like that was a long time ago. So you're right. Maybe it has been going on all those years. Let me see the list. All right. Steve's watching Courtship of Eddie's Father. Tyler says Tiger King. Tiger King is not. We were talking about old shows.
I've still managed to avoid that.
Yeah, it's just a little documentary about these crazy hillbillies. Cindy says Golden Girls. I remember the Golden Girls was.
That was pretty popular.
Yeah, the Golden Girls was pretty funny back in like the 80s.
Yep.
Tyler says The Mandalorian. Mandalorian good, but it's a new show. It's not an old show. The Simpsons. Oh, yeah, I think people watch The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. That's a given. That's like Family Guy, you know, both of them.
And now The Simpsons is on Disney Plus, so people watch the hell out of it. Big Bang Theory is what Bubba says. It's a good guess. Big Bang Theory's on Big Bang Theory's on HBO Max. Isn't it? Right?
It's also on Netflix.
Is it also on Netflix?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me double check this. You think it's on? Yeah, and why wouldn't it be on? What's the? You think it'd be on the CBS one?
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, but I think the show's owned. I think it was owned by Warner Brothers, so that would mean HBO Max.
I know my cousin's watching it on Netflix right now.
Here we go. Big Bang Theory is on HBO Max. I'll be damned. That's where it is.
How I Met Your Mother would be one that I think people start watching over again.
I don't know where How I Met. I have no idea where that is. Yeah, that's the thing is where are the shows that you want to watch, you know?
Right.
The shows that you'd want to watch. Where are they?
I watched an older one. It was only 3 seasons. It was a real short show, but it's built like a cult following since it stopped. And it's one that nobody even thinks of. Blue Mountain State.
That's the one about the football, right?
Yeah. I'd never seen it until the pandemic. Then I found it was recommended, so I turned it on. I found it on Amazon Prime Video. Oh my God, that show was hilarious.
And that was I can't remember what I can't remember what channel it was on originally. But...
It was on Spike.
Oh, it was oh my God, Spike's not even a network anymore.
Right.
Wow. All right, Fat 420 says The Office. He actually guessed what the top show was. Good job, Fat 420.
There you go.
He also guessed The Walking Dead.
That's still going though.
Tyler said Married with Children. Yeah, is The Walking Dead streaming somewhere?
I think it is, but I do know for a fact it's still going.
Yeah, but it's got to be about dead. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, every time you think that one's going to end, they seem to claw to life with it.
The thing with Walking Dead is there were no hints about what was really going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they should have been finding hints as to what really happened. And with The Walking Dead, I don't think anything really happened. I just think it was some kind of virus that turned
kind
people.
of like Lost.
Yeah. Well, at least Lost was sort of leading up to something. I don't think The Walking Dead's actually leading up to anything. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's leading up to nothing. I think if you got little hints of something that was going on, and I like when the guy who was the original star of The Walking Dead, what was his name, Rick or whatever?
Yeah, Rex.
Or Rex. No. Yeah, when he was on it, it was cool. And then remember, somebody came and kidnapped him.
Right.
And then they bounced ahead 5 years.
That's when it just got confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They keep saying every year they're going to kill off Norman Reedus.
Well, they killed off the kid.
Right.
And I know in my household, it was when they, like, the biggest mistake they made in the comic book. Because I read the comic book when it first came out. Until they killed Glenn. And when Negan killed Glenn, I'm like, oh, this is a huge mistake. The comic book got less fun. Okay.
Right.
So when I was watching on TV, I was like, well, they're not going to make that same mistake on television.
And they did.
Because that's what ruined the comics. I'm like, so at least they now know not to make that same mistake. They did the same thing. I mean, they did the same thing. And I remember I was watching it. All right. I was watching it with my wife on a Sunday Night Live, you know. We're watching the show. And they killed Glenn. And she's like, nope. She goes, I'm done. I remember her saying, that's it. I'm done. Yeah. And she's never watched it again. She goes, that's it. And I don't think she's the only one. I think there's a bunch of people that did that said, nah, screw this. It's done. And it's funny because that was exactly the thing that happened in the comic that changed it and made it less fun. And, you know, that's what threw me off the comics, you know. And then to do the same thing in the TV show and lose a bunch of people. It was shocking. Like the ratings of that show prior to that and the ratings after are two different things.
There are people that are hooked to it, though. They don't want to let it go.
I'm seeing Breaking Bad.
I know a lot of people that did go back and watch that.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I loved Breaking Bad. I bet it's good, but it's too much. Like you guys mentioned the Sons of Anarchy. I see Pete also mentioned Sons of Anarchy.
That's one of my favorite shows.
But I don't think I can go back and watch it. It's too much. You know what I mean? It's too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too intense. It's a great show, but it's so intense.
Yeah, it is. And that final season, oh my, wow. To end it the way they ended Sons of Anarchy just blew me away.
I don't even know how they ended it.
You want to borrow the last season? I've got it on DVD.
I remember yeah, I don't remember. I remember the lead guy just made a deal and left, right?
No, there sounds like you stopped at season 6. And you didn't even get all the way through that.
Well, I think, I mean, he found out that his father was killed, right?
He did figure that out. Yeah.
He found out his dad was killed. And so he figured, and then that's why he wanted to get the guy that did it.
Uh-huh.
And his mom was somehow involved.
Yep.
Yeah. But then didn't they kill his girlfriend or something? Something happened to his girlfriend.
They ended up killing they killed his wife. She was his wife by that point, right at the end of season 6.
Yeah.
Season 7 was the last season, and he backed out of the deal went full outlaw and went completely crazy. I mean, it truly was Hamlet for bikers.
Yeah.
It was insane how they ended that show.
Yeah, I watched it. I should remember that show more, but for some reason I'm not remembering how it ended.
Oh.
But you're right. There was a lot of people dying.
Oh yeah. Like all over the place. Bodies everywhere.
But I don't remember a final episode or anything. I don't remember what it was that happened.
I would say it was crappy how they killed him off.
Yeah.
But what he did leading up to it was he did the honorable thing the best way he could.
Oh, so Jax dies at the end of it? How do I not remember this?
Yes, Jax dies at the end.
I'll be damned.
But what he did to lead up to that, I think, was real fitting.
Let's see. Kathy says Roseanne. Yeah, I don't watch Roseanne, but I watch the new. That's one of the new Yeah, that's like the only new sitcom I watch.
I haven't even watched that yet.
I like that a lot, actually. I had talked to I interviewed the girl who plays the older sister.
Uh-huh.
I interviewed her and she was so smart and so she was very likable and really smart. She was writing as well.
Right.
And I just liked her. Her name was Lacey Goranson. And we talked after I interviewed her as well, and she was just so nice, and I was like, you know what I mean? That's what got me into that show, and I do like it. It's like the only sitcom I watch is The Connors. Fat 420 says House.
Another one I absolutely love. I love that show.
I think House is great, but I don't think does it stream anywhere?
Yeah.
Where do you watch House?
I don't remember exactly where you can stream it, but yeah, it does stream. Again, that was one that I loved it so much, I ended up buying it as it came out on DVD, and I've got all 8 seasons of that.
So you could watch that in your truck, though, too,
Yeah, I can watch that whenever. Right? Sons of Anarchy, House, those 2 I bought as they came out.
Steve says Barney Miller. Boom, 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 boom.
The Rockford Files.
Yeah. Like how Steve's on that free you can tell the people that have free TV.
Yeah.
You can tell which people are watching television on antenna, and who has cable and who has,
The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah. Yeah. When Marvin talks about he's all excited because the Magnificent Seven's going to be on. And someone's talking about how great Barney Miller is. That they're watching free TV. You guys are watching.
You can't even get MASH on free TV anymore. You got to stream
that. Little People, Big World. I've never seen that.
No interest in that.
Yeah. Is that a reality show?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just guessing. The Munsters.
There's a free TV show.
There's another one they mentioned. Tyler's insulting Friends, going, Friends, ooh. Kathy says she's never watched Friends. How have you never, Kathy, how have you never seen Friends? Wow, that's shocking.
I didn't watch a whole lot of it. Like I said, that's another one where I
But,
watched.
I mean, you knew what it was.
Yeah. I watched a couple episodes to give it a chance because everybody was talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, nah, not interested.
I guess they just recorded the Friends reunion thing.
Did they?
That's the thing they were supposed to do. Literally, they were supposed to do it last April or May, but it got canceled because of, COVID. And they just recorded it. So, let's see. Pete's talking about how there's some shows that are on TV all the time. But yeah, Friends, Big Bang Theory, and The Office, all those shows run on cable channels. But unless you're at home at the same time, watching the same channel every day, you're not going to watch those. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the thing with streaming. Streaming, you could do it on your time.
Which is nice. I like
whenever you have time.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. You could watch it whenever you have time, not when, That's what I think is why streaming's so popular. Steve likes Emergency.
Oh my God.
Emergency with Johnny Gage and Roy DeSoto.
Didn't you get Johnny Gage on the phone for John Lamb's sister or something?
No. My partner was a girl named Laura Stewart in Corpus.
Yeah.
The guy Randolph Mantooth is her brother-in-law.
That's who it was.
He's married to her sister. Laura's awesome. She used to skydive. I don't know whatever happened to Laura, but she used to skydive for fun. She used to go out and
you'll ever get.
Yeah, she was a skydiving hobbyist, which was crazy. And Randolph Mantooth was her brother-in-law. And that came out in a weird way, and I can't remember. I don't remember. Because you got to remember, I was young. But I love Laura. She was great. Yeah. And she just mentioned one day in passing, somehow the show Emergency came up. And I don't even know how, because Emergency hasn't been on television since
60s.
I think it was the 70s when it ran originally. But it was off television for a long time. And somehow somebody brought up Emergency in a phone call, and we were laughing. And she goes, oh, that's my brother-in-law. And I go, what? She goes, that's my brother-in-law. And I go, what do you mean your brother-in-law? She goes, the guy that was on Emergency is my brother-in-law. And it was just, it was like that. It was just in passing, And for some reason, it stuck with me. And I remember it all these years later because I didn't even make a big deal. I think a couple of times I might have poked fun at her in people talking about who do you know, like occasionally who do you know that's famous comes up. And I go, well, not everyone could be brothers-in-law with Randolph Mantooth. Like it was something like that. But I do remember that, and of course, this is 1989. That's when I did that show with Laura. It was 1989 and part of 1990. Well, actually, most of 1990. The only reason she left the show was that she wanted to get her own. She wanted to do her own show, so they gave her. Middays, and then I was hired by a Peoria station to go do mornings, and with John Lamb, and Corpus found out about it, so they hired John Lamb to come work with me in Texas. Right when Laura was going to middays. But I assumed it was going to be me, John, and Laura. But this guy, Gary, I can't remember his name, the program director, he was horrible. This guy, Gary, screwed over. He screwed me over. And he screwed John, but I guess it also screwed Laura. Because in my mind, it was going to be the three of us were going to do a show.
Right.
But he didn't want her, he didn't want her being part of it. So, well. So I don't know whatever happened to her. She was talented, though. This girl was talented. And she, I don't know where she went to.
I've listened to some of the older stuff, when you guys were down there.
Yeah. Yeah, she was good. I don't know where she is now, but she'd go skydiving just for fun. She was crazy. All right, let me see what else we got on our list here that people gave. Kathy watches Rizzoli and Isles these days. Rizzoli and Isles is what?
Oh.
Rizzoli and Isles is it's sort of like a modern Cagney and Lacey, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's about two women detectives. I think, yeah. Let's see. What do we see? Alaskan Bush People. The original Star Trek. By the way, original Star Trek is great.
Oh, Steve, I'll still go back and watch that. Yeah.
Steve likes Sanford and Son. I thought Sanford and Son was fantastic. Sanford and Son was a good show.
Oh, you probably play the theme song every time I pull up in front of your house. Like,
I love it. Kathy says, "Call the Midwife." I think that's an English show.
That's like, Are You Being Served?
Fat 420 says, Siri said 17 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Wow.
Damn. Wow. That's crazy. DC says Happy Endings is on HBO Max now. Happy Endings is...
I like a happy ending.
Yeah, I think I like that Happy Endings. I think that was funny.
Oh, it's a TV show.
Yeah, it was funny. DC says Sons of Anarchy, West Wing, and The Wire. The Wire's really good. I don't know how that's held up, but that's pretty good. West Wing is great. West Wing is held up fine. West Wing is great. And Sons of Anarchy, but boy, that last season is such a downer. It really is. The Shield. The Shield had too much of the same thing. Did you ever watch that, TJ?
The Shield, a little bit of it, but I mean, the Shield was, that was where Kurt Sutter discovered was the Shield because he was one of the writers there.
Yeah, he was. That was the big thing that got him started, right?
Yeah, he was the creator of Sons of Anarchy, and a little funny deal. They did the spinoff for Sons of Anarchy, that the Mayans. He's been booted off of it.
Oh, really? He's not. I thought he was in charge of it.
No, they said no, it's not going where we want. No, he's like, okay, screw you. Go. They booted him off, and now he's writing everything for the prequel to Sons of Anarchy, the first 9.
So he's staying in the whole Sons of Anarchy world that he created.
Yeah, he created it. He said it's his. He'll do what he wants with it. If they don't like it, tough.
Schitt's Creek. Yeah, Schitt's Creek's good. I haven't binged it, but yeah. DC agrees with you. Blue Mountain State was funny, he says.
Oh, God, it was hilarious.
And DC says, they explained the virus in the first season of Walking Dead. The book is done. Yeah, but that's my point. That's my point. I just think that The Walking Dead would be awesome if they would have waited and they were finding out more about it and they found a way to stop it. People would still be into it. Nobody's into that show anymore. No one talks about it. No one watched. Early on, everyone was talking about it. It was so cool. People lost interest because they weren't doing stuff like that.
Well, what happened is it was the virus. The virus that caused everything was COVID. And this is their outline of what would have happened if nobody gets vaccinated.
But I mean, it was, I don't remember what the virus was, but it was a virus that caused, you die. And then when you come back, you're a zombie. Yeah. Then let's see. The DC said last season of Sons of Anarchy is a downer. Tyler says, "Is Mayans any good?" I don't know. I've never. Tyler said he never got into Game of Thrones. Oh, Game of Thrones is good.
Yeah, that was another one. I haven't watched it, and
Game of Thrones is good. If you give Game of Thrones like 4 episodes, you'll really get into it. Yeah, Game of Thrones is pretty good.
I'd probably watch it for the nudity.
Yeah, there's a lot of nudity. Steve likes the Fall Guy, $6 Million Man,
or free TV.
Yeah, more. Steve loves free TV. Way to go, Steve.
But Steve's tumor is upset with the free TV. He'd like to watch something different.
Yeah, Steve's tumor is probably,
I am a little bored. To be honest, I'm a little bored by Steve's television choices. There's a lot better choices out there than Barney Miller. Although I do like the theme song. Steve loves to laugh when those crazy ropers come in to Three's Company.
Wait a minute. Steve's tumor, are you saying that he likes to watch Three's Company?
Oh, he loves it. I'll tell you, Steve touches himself improperly to Ginger on Gilligan's Island.
Who doesn't?
Or shall I call it Steve's Boner?
I don't want to think about that. Good Lord.
You don't want to think about Ginger?
Yeah. I don't want to think about Steve's boner.
Oh.
Let's see. Fat 420 says, I've been watching old British TV shows like The Young Ones, Red Dwarf, The Goodies. Well, I watched The Young Ones on MTV in the 80s. I've never seen the rest. I don't know anything about those shows. Star Trek Voyager and the Next Generation. Tyler's mentioning.
Voyager was difficult to get into for me. I wasn't as big a fan. Deep Space Nine was good. I did like Deep Space Nine.
Steve's mentioning TJ Hooker. Let's ask Steve Stumer. Give me some other shows he watches.
Oh, he watches BJ and the Bear. His favorite part is BJ. He watches TJ Hooker. Steve likes to watch The Dukes of Hazzard.
The Dukes of Hazzard?
Good God.
Well, I can't. I have Steve's skin covering my ears. I can't hear everything. I believe it's pronounced Dukes of Hazzard.
Thought it was Hazard.
That's what he's into, huh?
Yes, he likes the older television. He loves the Ropers. The Partridge Family. He likes Partridge. He likes Oliver on the Brady Bunch. Steve's the only one who liked Oliver.
Do you remember Oliver from the Brady?
No, I don't.
Oliver was like the cousin or something.
Oh.
Who did come into the show. Yeah. I'll be damned.
I think you have to be a little older than me to.
I know Oliver. Oliver was a little blonde kid with glasses. I remember him. Let's see what they're mentioning in the chat room. David Tennant, Doctor Who. Yeah, Doctor Who's okay. I like that. Xander says Breaking Bad. Absolutely. Archer. DC
Archer
says,
was funnier than now.
Battlestar Galactica.
That sounds like free TV.
The guys who did Battlestar Galactica are the ones who do that moon show that my wife and I watched, the For All Mankind.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The guys who did the Battlestar Galactica, they do For All Mankind. It's really good. I tell you, I just binged that show. I loved it. It was fantastic. DC's mentioning Hannibal. Justified. I've seen Justified. Justified's good. The League. Of those three, I've watched Justified.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so a lot of good old TV popped up in the chat room today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know what I'll binge next, you know?
Well,
like
I would hope.
we just finished that For All Mankind. I really like that. I really liked it. I highly recommend it. I give it the highest. I give it the highest recommendation, and I advise you guys check it out. It's crazy. It's what if the Russians got to the moon first and we were second? That's what the whole thing's about. It's crazy. How does it change everything? And then you watch it and like I'll give you an example. In the TV show, John Lennon is still alive.
You're kidding, right?
No, he's still alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So you watch it and it's a different history. Like the shuttle Challenger never explodes.
Holy shit.
It never ever explodes.
I remember they got us all gathered up at school to watch the shuttle lift off, and we watched that.
Yeah. But in For All Mankind, the shuttles go to the moon.
Right.
Like in reality, the shuttle just sort of went around the earth. It's kind of boring. On For All Mankind, they build a base on moon. And Earth sends up astronauts. Earth sends up astronauts to go live on the base. I mean, that's what the show's. It's great. It's crazy. And the Russians also put up a base on the. The Russians also put up a base on the moon.
So it's like a battle for the moon.
And they're mining lithium. It's a crazy show. I'm telling you. It's on Apple TV. I highly recommend For All Mankind. And they're filming season 3 now, so.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. It's a really cool, it's really cool just seeing like what the writers of this show can come up with. Like how they change history. And you find yourself, you watch the show and it feels real. Although this stuff, this stuff didn't happen. But it's weird because you remember all the time around it,
Right.
Like for example, Teddy Kennedy was president.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter was never president. Teddy Kennedy was president.
Holy shit.
Then, yeah. And like I said, John Lennon is still alive. And Reagan was president as well, It's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's a good show. I highly recommend it. But you watch the show and it's sort of a historic look. There's times where there's like a historic look at something that never happened.
Right.
But yet you watch it and in your head you're kind of going, I remember this. Although it didn't happen, you sort of find yourself remembering it. It's crazy.
It's odd.
Yeah. It really is odd. It's sort of like if you believe in the dual or the multiple dimensions.
Right.
Like I think there's a dimension out there where there's a thin Ray Lytle. Or there's a Ray Lytle that didn't get fired.
The successful thin Ray Lytle.
Yeah. With a big girthy slab of meat. A thin, physically fit broadcaster. That Ray Lytle.
That surpassed Howard Stern?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's that Ray Lytle. Or maybe that Ray Lytle maybe the Ray Lytle that stuck with acting. You know, I was an actor when I was younger.
I do remember you said that.
Like maybe that Ray Lytle hit it big in acting.
That Ray Lytle starred in Top Gun. And all the Mission Impossible movies.
Or BJ and the Bear. Who knows? Maybe that Dimension Steve is watching Ray Lytle on free TV right now.
Yeah, right.
So it's sort of, you think of it sort of that way, like it's sort of Earth in another dimension. What could have been had we put had we put a base on the moon. Yeah.
That'd be rather odd.
Yeah. So it's crazy. By the way, Kathy's saying there's a Chinese rocket that is out of control in space and will land somewhere on the Earth soon. It's 10 stories tall, and she's wondering where it's going to land. Well, it'll obviously land in the ocean. You know what I mean?
Might hit a Chinese kitchen.
Well, it'll land in the ocean. I mean, if you look at the Earth and what it's made of,
yeah, mostly water.
The odds are pretty slim that it would hit land. You know?
Right.
The odds are, the odds are slim. Because Earth is mostly ocean. So
right.
Even if they don't know where it's going to land, it's obviously going to be in the ocean. But who knows? Who knows? It could land in Springfield, Illinois. But I would think it would more than likely burn up as it's,
You could have your piece of a Chinese rocket.
Yeah. Oh, well. By the way, Bill and Melinda Gates are going to get divorced.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that vast fortune he's got, divide it by 2.
I mean, he's got so much money, though. I mean, I got to be honest. There's such a thing as too much money. You know?
I just want enough to be comfortable when I retire.
Yeah, but like, how much do you need? You know, like Jeff Bezos has billions of dollars. Gates has billions of dollars.
Right.
he's getting divorced. You know, his wife's going to get a bunch of that. But I mean, how much do you need? You know,
Like I said, I just want enough to be comfortable.
yeah. Well,
If I want to go to a, if I want to go to
even
a
if you want,
restaurant,
even if you wanted enough to be super rich, I'll tell you something. Let's $100 million is super rich. People don't need $1 billion because that's so much. I mean, that's so much money. You know.
I mean, I got to give my grandpa credit. He did it right. He got to where he was going to be comfortable the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And said, screw it. I'm going to do crap I want to do now.
I mean, you got these guys, you know, that have hundreds of billions of dollars. You're never going to spend that money. Leave enough money for, you know, leave some money for your children. Give the rest away.
Well, maybe when they go, you know, they can go, okay, well, what I've got from my fortune can go towards the national debt.
Whatever. I don't think it's such an urgency to pay the national debt. That's just me, but I mean,
I'd love to see that thing gone.
I don't think it matters. But that's just me. Yeah. I'm just saying we you know, we regard these people in so much, you know, we hold so much regard for these people when all they've done is just make billions of dollars. And I got to be honest. If you've got more money than you're ever going to spend, I don't understand. I don't understand why, you know. And I don't understand them bitching about taxes, by the way. If you've got Kathy's $156 billion. If you've got $156 billion, what does it matter what you pay in taxes? What if you've got that much money? What does it matter? They should be saying, tax me whatever you want. I got it. You know?
Well,
like I got it.
The human nature thing, though.
What is it?
You still wind up in the human nature. You know, they got to have something to complain about.
I guess I just don't understand. I don't understand the thinking of the super wealthy. Like these super wealthy that had millions of dollars who hate paying taxes. Like I hate pay. Like, I mean, obviously they earn the money, but you earn that money. You can't tell me you didn't earn that money by using, you know, roads, you know, technology, all this shit the government's paid for. So pay the taxes. I don't get it. Instead, they give money to Trump and to politicians like that who only want to cut their taxes. Meanwhile, you know, if you're worth billions of dollars, you know what your taxes are going to be going towards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would hate that. If I somehow was worth, I mean, give me a number. I don't even know.
5 billion. We'll go with that.
If I was worth, what'd you say, 5 billion?
5 billion. We'll just go with 5 billion.
Oh, I wouldn't. 5 billion, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, take whatever. As long as I got 100 million left, I'm fine. Just take whatever you want. 5 billion, shit. You know. If you're worth 5 billion, I mean, Jesus. If you're worth that much money, you can buy a lot of nonsense. Like, those are people that own their own planes. And
Yeah,
they,
McMahon rich.
they own sports teams, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe that all they want to do is bitch about how much taxes they pay. I mean, what the hell? If you're worth that much money, literally, it shouldn't matter to you how much money is going to taxes. Just pay them. Instead, rather than pay taxes, they give money, or people somehow convince them to give them money so they can start an organization whose only goal in life is to let rich people pay less taxes. That's amazing to me. It's amazing. That's the stuff that drives me crazy. I mean, I figure as long as you got a nice place to live, if you got somebody to drive you around, and people to work,
I couldn't give that up.
and people to work for you, you know, like there are people who have people who wait on them hand in, you know, like people. Here you go. I'll give you a sign. There's people who are so wealthy, they hire people to be their professional cook. Okay?
Right.
If you're that wealthy, you shouldn't be bitching about anything. If you can afford someone to come to your home every day and just make your food, then you're doing fine. You definitely shouldn't be bitching about paying taxes.
Right.
I might as well be poor the way Biden wants to steal my money. I mean, I'm just astounded by that. It's crazy. You're doing all right. So with Bill and Melinda Gates, you know she's going to get something.
Yep, 78 billion.
Okay, but all right. So Bill Gates will have the same, you know, or whatever.
Right.
Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but he'll have the same. Neither one of them are going to be poor. They're going to be, you know, they'll be just fine. I mean, how much money can you spend? I mean, obviously
the weekend in Vegas.
Obviously they can't keep you. We've learned with the people who've died who've had money. We've learned there's nothing that you could pay for to like keep you alive. We've learned that. It's not like money can keep you going. It's not like having money can keep you thin. You know?
Right.
So at what point, you know, how much money do you need? If you got a nice place to live and you have enough money to where people can take care of you, you don't have to take care of you know what I mean?
Right.
then there should be no complaining. Like, you ever see these pictures of like really rich guys who have like young,
Yeah, really attractive wives and girlfriends. Yeah.
or girlfriend, yeah, really good looking girlfriends who literally just have sex with them. I mean, come on.
I don't see a downside to that.
Yeah, but like, if you got enough money for that, well, how much money do you need? You don't need any more.
You can always want more, though. You know what I mean? It's again, it goes back to greed.
Yeah, well, I'm just.
I've got all
greed
this, but I want all the money in the world.
Well, I am
know what I
saying
mean?
that greed is something, because think about it. Think about it. What they decide to do is start companies. They start organizations that just spread the word that taxing the wealthy is bad.
Right.
If you've got enough money to waste on bullshit like that, you have too much money. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying.
I'm just like, if I had my choice, if I was somehow blessed with where you can have whatever you want, I can't even fathom wanting billions of dollars. I'd be like, give me 100 million. I'm fine. I can do something with that. You know what I mean? I think most of us would be okay with like just $1 million. And we could be okay. You know? I mean, you talk about Bill Gates. Oh, he's going to lose money in the divorce. He's going to be fine. He's worth $100 and some odd billion. You know, they could say, oh, you've got to pay your wife $100 billion. He's still going to have $56 billion left. He's going to be fine. He'll be fine. I mean, literally, she could take $150 billion and he's still going to have enough money to where more money than he could spend. That's crazy. That's nuts. Like, I'm just saying, at some point it's too much. I don't think we should cap earnings or anything, but you might want to think of doing something similar to that. Like just saying, okay, well, that's too much. You don't need that. I mean, I don't know, but 156 billion is too much money. I just don't think anybody needs that. Am I wrong in that? Because I don't think so. Like Fat 420's in the chat room saying he'd be happy to have enough money to pay off his current debts. Yeah. I'm the same way. I'd like enough money. I'd like enough money to
there we go.
To buy a new place to live, okay? I'd like enough money to buy a new place to live. I'd like enough money to build a new studio. And enough money to where I'd never have to work again. Plus enough money to where my daughter's not going to need. She will never have the stress for money that I've had. You know. And you know what I mean? I'd like to have my trainer come to my house and train both my wife and I.
Well, see, now you're just trying to find ways to not leave the house.
Yeah, well, because that's what makes me happy. When so I don't even know how much money that is. But it doesn't seem like that much money. You know what I mean?
There's nothing you would want to see that you've never seen before.
No.
No.
Not really. No. I mean, I'm going to have to change both my knees.
Right.
That's going to be, you know.
Yeah, you know what? I think what we need to do is we need to commission somebody to do the Ray Lytle comic book.
Comic book.
Yep, comic book based on you.
Oh. No, you know what? That's probably what if I had money, that's probably what I'd do again. I'd probably buy some comic books. Just because I like them and I just sell all the ones that I had, you know. Yeah. I'd probably bring in the cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I talked about the people who have cooks. I would probably get a cook to make the food that I need to eat to, you know, lose the weight or to get healthy or whatever. And
I'm such a car nut. I mean, I love my cars. We all know this. I'd have a couple of really cool classics in the garage.
Yeah. No. I think if I won the lottery tomorrow, I don't think I'd buy a new. I like my car.
You'd get a convertible though.
Yeah, maybe for the summer.
Yeah.
I get a convertible.
Maybe a Chrysler 300 convertible.
Yeah, if they make, because I have a 300 now. Yeah, if they make a convertible, yeah, I'll switch. Yeah.
No, I think you'd keep the one, but you'd add another one.
I don't think I'd keep. No, I think I think one's fine. You know, I got to be honest. I don't think I need several, or, you know, I used to have 2 cars. It's a pain in the ass. It really is.
It depends on how much you like them or not. You know, if all you do is you view them as transportation, and
I used to have a convertible, and then I had a like a regular car, and it was a pain in the ass. Waste of money.
I believe in the old theory, a pair and a spare. I always try to keep at least 3 around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm fine.
But I always buy older cars too. You know,
like I'm saying, if I won the lottery, I don't think I'd get a new car. I like the car I have. I'll take it into Recon Techs and, you know,
annoy Joe,
get it cleaned up. Yeah, I'd be fine. You know,
like, no, Joe, you're not detailing it right.
I'd suggest to them what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would get a new house, but it wouldn't be too big.
I don't think you'd have a say on that.
I would.
I think your wife would overrule you on that.
Well, tough. I'd say I won the lottery. You didn't win shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would.
Nah, I don't think it worked that
I'd be
way.
like, you're lucky. You're lucky I don't replace you.
Oh, bullshit. I'd call it bullshit on that right now. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I'd say
would
you're lucky.
never say
You're
that.
lucky. You're lucky you're not getting replaced
You would
like a
never.
like a set of tires.
You would
I could be bringing in some young tires.
You'd never say that to your wife. You would never say that.
I'm saying who knows? I might.
No, I doubt it.
I might go, I want something younger with some better tread on it.
Bullshit.
Yep.
If you ever win the lotto and you get that much money, you better put half of that up on me or against me on a bet, because I will put I would take that bet. You never say that to her.
I would buy your company and fire you. Wouldn't
you probably would.
I have had someone say that to me before. Someone say before that they're like during the morning disaster heyday.
Yeah.
Where I get into an argument with someone, I do remember them saying, my goal is to be successful enough to have enough money to buy your company and fire you.
What did you do to piss off Mr. Bentley?
I mean, that's great. That's fantastic. I've made people that angry. Now that's an accomplishment. I'll tell you that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, how much money do you need? You just, I don't know. Like, I don't understand the people who have, I think you're okay with, I think if they put a cap on money saying you can't make anything more than $900 million.
Right.
I think people would be just fine.
Oh my God. I would pay real money to sit there and hear you. I'll just replace you. Oh, no way. No way.
That's what I'll tell my wife. I'll say, God damn it, here's the deal. Do you want to be replaced?
That's 100 million to 1. That would, no. Hell no.
Say, I will exchange your ass so fast. I just won. I don't even know how much you'd win in the lottery. I just won so many $1 million. I will replace you. My wife would learn then. She'd go, oh shit, you're right.
No, she would not. Nope.
She'd go, yes, sir.
No. Oh, bullshit.
Yep. She'd say, whatever you want, sir.
No way. She'd be like, oh, really? Really? You're going to replace me?
I'd be like, it's about time. It's about time you're listening to me.
She'd be like, give me half.
It's about time.
You go live in your tiny house. Give me half.
Well, I'm saying that if I won the lottery, I would buy a reasonable house. I wouldn't. Why waste a bunch of it on some gigantic dwelling? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it goes back to there's a theory that goes along with that. I've said this for years, and it's where I sit. I want what they call fuck you money. Now, that's basically I get enough money and I'm sitting good that I buy a reasonable vehicle to get me around. I buy a house with a 25-year roof. I pay my taxes, and the rest of the money is fuck you money. Oh, I don't like coming to work? Fuck you. I'm going home.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to work.
Right. Oh, you're tired of coming over here to whatever. Get out. Fuck you. I'm good.
I'm just saying, how much do you need? So in other words, you don't need $100 billion.
Come on, look at how I live now.
No, what I'm saying is no one should have that much money. No one. Rob says, has TJ moved into his Suburban? Looks like he has all of his belongings. Yeah, TJ's living in the Suburban. That's where he is living right now.
Yeah.
He's dreaming of one day having enough money to buy a RV.
I own an RV.
That's the dream. That's his fuck you money. Fuck you, I got an RV. That's his fuck you money.
I'm debating on whether I should drive all the way back to my house because there's a set of keys I left there that I need, or I just wait here until the boss gets in here and I can unlock the truck.
I would wait. When's the boss going to get there?
Could be any minute.
Well, then why go? Well, that's stupid to go home. Just wait for the boss.
Because I've got a set that I've got my other set of keys for the truck in the truck.
Where to go? Hey, by the way, may the 4th be with you.
Oh, it is that again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happy Star Wars Day.
I love Star Wars. I'm just, I just don't have to celebrate it.
You'll watch all the movies today.
Just because of the date. No, I got to go work out. And then I got stuff to do after I work out. A very busy day.
Right.
I have things to do.
Got a bunch of stuff I've got to keep up on today, too. Because I found out after the show yesterday that a good friend of mine had passed away in the morning, yesterday morning.
Oh, really? Of what?
The police currently.
Oh, the police are involved?
The state police are involved, and they are currently saying that until they get the autopsy back, they are calling it a homicide.
Oh my God! So someone killed your friend?
Yeah, and we don't know any of the details yet. They're keeping it relatively quiet. Not even her kids know.
How old are her kids?
The youngest kids are 12 and 13.
Oh my God!
She has.
Where is this woman from?
She's from the Pekin area.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. So,
is she
she
similar? Was she similar to your age?
She was in her mid-30s.
Mid-30s? Oh my God!
Yeah.
And the police think someone killed her? Who was she? Was she dating someone?
Yeah, she was seeing somebody, and I mean, we had seen stuff. We kept telling her,
that'll be the first person they look at is whoever she's dating.
So. Well, there's a lot that I can't go into right now.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things pointing to him.
A lot of those are usually domestic, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a history of domestic there. And we kept telling her, you got to get out of that situation and, she'd do whatever and then go right back into it. We go, well, if you're going to keep going back to it, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. Fat 420 says he heard about it. He lives in Pekin. So she wasn't a ne'er-do-well.
Well, kind of. I mean, I'm not going to deny that either. Yeah, she was into some shady stuff.
Well, that sucks.
Nothing. But I mean, her first priority, even with all the shady crap, whatever she did, her first priority was always her kids.
Was she a close friend of yours, or you sort of knew her?
She had keys to my house.
Oh, really? She's that good a friend? Oh, geez.
Yeah. I mean, this was somebody I trusted implicitly. And yeah, I mean, all of her kids consider me an uncle. I talked to all 4 of them yesterday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's
So they found her dead, or
police did. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, who called the police saying they needed to check on her?
we have no idea. I mean, now her oldest, I'm going to take charge. And then I get the phone call. Hey, according to this, she said she wanted you to kind of oversee this. And I go, well, okay. First thing, I've been dealing with enough death over the last year. I kind of know the
Okay, but I'm saying, like, she was found what, in her house or in the street, or like, where did they find her?
To my understanding at this point, in her car.
And her car was,
and it was at the side of the road somewhere. Like I said, there's a lot of gray area that's still here. We're still trying to sort a lot of it out. I'm trying to keep the kids calm at this point and go, look, you got us here. We're here. Whatever you need.
What about the kids? What about the kid's father?
He's on the way from Nebraska.
Yeah.
I think he arrived last night, and he is supposed to be taking the ones that are under 18 back with him.
Jesus.
So that's 3 of them. And her oldest just turned 18. He goes, well, I'm going to go in and start cleaning out the house. I said, no, you can't do that yet.
Yeah, let the police.
I said, you need to wait until everything comes back from the police, because if they say, no, this is full-blown homicide, they're going to search the house.
Is there a chance it was a drug overdose or anything like that, or?
Possible, but she had a lot of underlying conditions too. She was epileptic. There was a lot of medical conditions she had. So it could have been overdose. It could have been something medical.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But the police think it's a homicide, and there's got to be some kind of something they saw that made them. Yeah.
There had to be some sort of contusions or something that said, no, this is foul.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I guess we'll wrap up on that note. Sorry about your friend. It sucks.
I feel sorry for her kids right now.
We'll wrap up today because I got to go work out.
Yeah.
Tell the police they need some help with the investigation. I am available.
You'll take a small fee, right?
Yeah, just
Next thing you know, Steve's tumor would be blamed for it.
Yes.
I went and found the woman in her car and hit her with my baseball bat. But I keep the baseball bat in Steve's spine. He thinks he just has a bad back. No, it's because I have a bat running up and down his spine.
The microscopic bat.
Yes.
And you keep that
so I can kick some ass. If I feel like going out and kicking ass. That's what I use my bat for. It's my ass-kicking bat.
You're the hillbilly Joe of tumors.
I had no idea. All right, nice chat about TV today, everybody. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. On the app, we'll play another show. I liked those shows yesterday, so I'll probably play more from 2002 today. All right.
Hell yeah.
For those that like to stick and listen to the show after we're done, it'll be another show from the summer of 2002 we'll play today. There you go. That's what I'll end with. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock, another free show. So long, everybody. Bye-bye.